Hey everybody, it's Chris from Out West with Chris, and I'm back today to do a review of this backpack right here. I've had this pack for 2.5 years now. It's seen a lot of different situations with me. I've traveled with this bag, you know, a lot of airports, that type of stuff. It's my go-to hiking day pack type thing. So I take it with me camping a lot and on day trips with my kids. It's also my hunting pack. It's the pack I use when I'm out in, you know, the wilderness on hunting trips. This is the 511 Tactical Rush 12 backpack. I went with the multicam when I got mine, and I like it. You know, I could go for a black one. You know, different reasons why, but I like the multicam. The multicam is a little bit more expensive for some reason. I have no idea why. You can get the 3 other colors for about 99 bucks. The multicam runs you about 129. So I'm gonna dive into some specifics on this pack, some things that I really like about it. Just right out the gate, I gotta talk about the material that this stuff is made out of. It's made out of a 1050D nylon. And I think the multicam is a different, I think it's 1000D nylon for the multicam. I don't know why it's different, but that's just the intel that I have. This stuff is actually really water resistant. Now, I'm not gonna say it's waterproof, but I've had my pack in downpours before when I've been out hunting and didn't have a cover for it or anything like that. And it did a really good job beating off the water, and the contents inside my pack stayed dry. So that's a huge deal for me. You know, keeping the stuff inside your pack nice and dry is huge. Now, if you were out in, you know, really wet conditions for an extended period of time, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get some water, some moisture into the compartments. So keep that in mind. If you threw it into a river, sank it to the bottom, it's not waterproof, it's water resistant. But in my opinion, it's a pretty darn good resistance level when it comes to rainfall. So I've been pretty pleased with that. You'll also notice just really surface issues. You've got some areas for morale patches, name badges, that type of stuff here. That's kind of cool. It's got a ton of webbing, which I love. Molly webbing. You can also use a slick stick type setup, but you have webbing up here, you have webbing down here, webbing all up and down the sides right here, both sides. So that's really cool. You've got a ton of molly webbing. I like that. I can put a med kit on, I can put extra compartments for storage, you know, that type of stuff. Lots of different things you can do when you have webbing, and the webbing is well placed. Another thing that I like about this pack is the handle. Really heavy duty, super, you know, extra stitching. This thing is just a nice, heavy duty, solid, sturdy handle. You know, if you've got a whole bunch of stuff in here and it's weighing a lot, you don't have to worry about this handle giving way. It's just really solid. You have a nice big main compartment, and the zippers are self-healing, self-repairing YKK zippers. I've never had a problem with a zipper fail, and that's a pet peeve of mine. If you're gonna spend, you know, a lot of money, or any money really, on a backpack, you shouldn't have zipper fails. So you can see really spacious, roomy main compartment, and this thing can fold open pretty much all the way, which I like that. On this side of the main compartment, you have these mesh side compartments, and I put a lot of different stuff in here, stuff that I don't want to be just floating around, small stuff typically. When I go hunting, a lot of times I'll put like some snacks in here and maybe some hand warmers, you know, that type of stuff in here, stuff that I want to be able to get to really easily. And then I leave the bulkier items in the, you know, the main portion of the backpack. I like it because you can see through the mesh, you can tell what's in there. So if you've repacked it for some reason and it's not how you're used to, you can just look through it, say, oh, okay, that's what that is, and you know, move on. You also have a nice big pouch here, and it's got a little cinch strap, so you can put stuff in here, cinch it up if you don't want them rolling around. After the main compartment, you have a secondary compartment right here, and it's pretty roomy as well. As you can see, it has a really nice smart admin panel area where you can actually stick pens and it fits, and you know, small items here, like I've got some toothpicks in here because you never know, you're eating some jerky or, you know, snacking on something, you get something in your tooth. It's nice to have a toothpick. But you know, a lot of different stuff in here. You have a zippered storage area. A lot of times I'll put, you know, documents if I'm traveling with my kids, like birth certificates and, you know, that type of stuff. I'll put them in here and zip it. I'll put my hunting license in here quite often. You know, just documents, things that I don't want floating around. And then you also have another area, another section of compartments right here. And all of the compartments, you know, they go in, but they're not like bungee or I forget what that would be called, you know, elastic or anything like that, but they seem to kind of form back well, so they're just not hanging open for stuff to fall out once it's in there. Another nice little feature that I use all the time is this hook. This hook is great when you're out just for a day hike. You don't want to carry your keys in your pocket maybe. You know, you can clip your keys in here and then just throw your keys in there. You're good to go. You don't have your keys in your pocket making noise, jingling around. You know, it's in your backpack, and hopefully, you know, if you got other stuff in there, it's not making a bunch of noise. Okay, the next pocket that I want to point out is this one right here. It's a small pocket right up on the top, and it's kind of like a felt material, and this is where you'd put sunglasses. So, you know, nice to have a pocket to put your sunglasses in where you can, you know, expect that your lenses aren't going to get scratched up or anything like that. So I typically do use it as a dedicated pocket for sunglasses. You have another pocket right here, and this is a surprisingly roomy pocket. I don't know if you can see, but you know, stick my hand in there pretty far. So a lot of times I'll put things, loose items that I want to have quick access to, I'll put them in here, and it all depends on what activity I'm, you know, using the pack for at the given time. So it always varies. The final pouch that I want to talk about is in the back, and this is where your hydration bladder goes. You have a nice big area for hydration bladder, and it's got some firm, it's not really, I don't think it's meant for insulation. I think it's meant more for rigidity of the pack back right here. Almost like an internal frame in a way, but that's this piece right here. I think it does help serve to insulate a little bit, but this is a good, well-designed hydration bladder area. As you can see, it has the hook, so you can easily tie in or hook in your bag, so it's not just laying in there. It's got the hook, and if you have a bag that has a spot specified for a hydration bladder and it doesn't have some method to hook your bladder, it's really not what I would call an area for a hydration bladder. It's not done right. It's not correct. You need to have a spot, in my opinion, to have it hang so that it's not just falling all over in your pack, you know, because then you got the weight distribution issues, you've got issues of, you know, hoses that can get kinked, and it's just not cool. You need to be able to clip it up to keep that all oriented in the right direction and everything in order. The other cool thing as it relates to hydration is these little tabs right here will flip up. There's Velcro here, but this is where your pass-through is from your hydration bladder area for your tube. So it passes through right here into the main compartment for just a brief second, and then up through one of these tabs. Let's see if you can see that. And it holds there really well. The design is really pretty solid. And you have one on each side. So if you want your tube to come over this shoulder, you know, you can. If you want it to come over this shoulder, right here, you know, you put it through this one. So just depending on how you like it, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. When I run it through, you can see that there's some webbing here as well. So if you wanted to tie a little cell phone thingy or whatever, but I put my hose through here, and I have a clip sometimes that I use. Sometimes I don't use the clip, but for the hose. So the hose kind of hangs in this general area, just to keep everything in order, keep it going in the right direction. The shoulder straps are nice, heavy duty. You have a sternum strap as well. It's not the fanciest of all sternum straps, but it does the trick. And it you know, is adjustable. But these are nice. You get the nice, you know, it's padded. It's a pretty comfortable pack. I know there are probably more comfortable packs out there. But I really like this pack. I like it quite a bit, actually. And I haven't really gone on a search for another pack since I got this one 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And like I said before, I've taken this thing up and down the sides of mountains, through brush, you know, on long hikes, hunting and just hiking. And I've carried all sorts of gear in this thing, gone through airports in this thing. And it's kind of funny because when I go through, you know, when I'm traveling and I'm, you know, carrying my stuff, I always have to check every single compartment like 3 times for a knife, because, you know, I just don't have time for that. You know, going through airport security with a freaking knife in my bag that I missed. So I go through it with a fine-tooth comb because I, you know, use these for so many different purposes. You do also have compression straps on each side. So, you know, that's to help keep things nice and compressed if you don't have a full-on load. Also, one thing that I do with it is I'll carry stuff here. Like if I'm out hunting, a lot of times I wear really warm clothes in the morning because it's freaking cold. And when I'm hiking out around noon, a lot of times, you know, it's warmed up a little bit. So I'll take my coat off, whatever I've got on my top layer, I'll take that off and I'll bundle it up and snap it in here. Sometimes I'll wrap it all the way over, snap it in on both sides. When I'm out, you know, with my camera, running around taking pictures or recording, a lot of times I like to have my tripod with me, and I will snap in my tripod, let it hang here. Works out really well. It's been really good for me as far as sturdiness goes. I do have a couple of areas that have started to fray right up here, and I could probably take that in and have it sewed up, or I could probably try to sew it up myself. It wouldn't look pretty, but you know, I could probably do it. But these are the only 2 areas that have frayed. I've never had a zipper failure, never had anything rip or tear, no malfunctions. The tabs are all still original, and these are nice big tabs that you can, you know, if you've got wool gloves on or something, you can just grab onto them. Overall, it's a really good, solid bag. And I rely on this thing heavily when I'm hunting and just exploring nature. You know, this is my go-to bag. It's not my bug out bag or anything like that, but just, you know, the bag I take most often when I'm in the outdoors. This is it, and I really like it. And if you're out looking for a bag right now, I can highly recommend this thing. So the other only drawback is it doesn't come with a waistband, but you do have areas that you can get them aftermarket and then use them. So that's what this is all about. You know, if you want to add on a waistband, you can definitely do that. It also has little MOLLE straps right here. So if you had straps that you wanted to put a bedroll or something on the bottom and cinch it on like a little cinch strap, you could do that through these holes. You have holes down here and here. All right, y'all, that's gonna wrap up my review of the 511 Tactical Rush 12. Really solid backpack. I'm extremely pleased with it and happy that I got it. If you have any specific questions about this pack, please let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. If you like the video, please click the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, look around a little bit. I've got a few cool videos up from kayak fishing to hunting and gear reviews, unboxings, that type of stuff. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. I guess I'll close it as I always do. Thanks for getting out west with Chris.